it back to you.
Yeah, like when you're uploading it, the system just like scans it and says, oh, and it says what song it is. It says, oh, Kanye West, this. It fucking says right there.
Well, especially
like,
Kanye West, like he's not letting anything go for free.
Yeah, exactly. So we need to be careful of that. What do you guys think about the website?
Looks cool.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we need.
Good.
Yeah.
I figure it's like simple, just like.
Do you want to
the
drive
fucking
people there, and then they can click on like a different outlet, or send them to SoundCloud?
I think we can send them there. That's probably the easiest thing to like for us to know the link without having to like, let me go on my phone and find the SoundCloud URL thing to tell them the website, and they can go wherever they want to go.
Okay. It's just wherearewenow.com.
Yeah. No, we think it's WAWNpodcast.com. Not
For those of you, it's the WAWN podcast.
So we need to commit to like iTunes or SoundCloud. SoundCloud, I
think
feel
SoundCloud's
like
probably our best
that's
bet.
probably our best bet. Yeah, because then everyone can just you don't have to have like an iPhone or whatever.
Yeah, and a lot of people like if we can just listen from the website.
Yeah.
if you can be able to pull that.
You can just close your phone. So if we can do SoundCloud with YouTube, I think we'll be good. So
I think so too. This is good wine.
yeah,
We can
Trader
add some,
Joe's.
Trader Joe, dude. $3 wine, Trader Joe's. You can't argue.
I think
with
this
that.
is like $5.
So what do you got in your hand there? Talk about that for a little bit.
CB doobie. I got a CB doobie, bro.
CB doobie. It's funny because it looks like a joint. So like if you got caught with that, they'd be like, "What do you got there?"
It
So
looks like a
A
and it's like a doobie, but then they can't do anything.
No, they'd probably break it apart and test it and shit. You know, ruin my.
Well,
day.
no, he would just
You got a lighter with that too?
put that shit out. No way.
Yeah, man, it's fucking awesome. Like,
It's CBD, trust me.
But it's
they're not taking
fucking-
the time to like smell it and
I
like,
know.
analyze it. It looks like just a beautiful joint.
But it
I
doesn't
was-
smell like it though.
I was worried driving over here with the backpack full of kratom wine and CBD
Oh my
doobies.
god, you're like,
I was like,
Where are you
If
going?
I can pull over right now and this cop sees I got 600 pills of kratom.
Dude, he'd be like, "Where are you going? Can I go?"
he would
that's
definitely
the
tail you
sound
back
of-
to this house.
3 bags of fucking kratom right here.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of kratom.
Calm, euphoria, and uplift.
Yeah.
Now we've had the kratom tea, and
Yeah.
I feel like I've
Two
seen all
podcasts.
3 of those in one tea.
Probably.
Do you feel like that's kind of your experience with it too?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'd have to try them all individually to see.
Have you tried the?
I haven't tried it. I
capsules
haven't tried any of them yet, no. But I'm sure it'll be much better because it doesn't taste like fucking butt.
Butthole.
So, yeah.
You have
Dude,
to
I'm
spend
sure it'll be
30
much
minutes
more.
like choking it down.
Your reaction in the episode, you were like,
Oh! It
Every
tastes
time you
terrible.
sip, there's like a 10-minute period. And, oh!
It's the most bitter, disgusting thing you'll ever have.
it's not that bad anymore though. Like
I don't like
having
it.
it a couple times in a row, or a couple like I've had it a few times now. Even if I have it go with a few days without having it, it does not taste that
You
awful
just
anymore.
love the benefits so much that you're
Yeah.
like,
Don't even-
I'm on my
nothing.
way to
I
Kratomville.
thought I also drink it faster too.
The pills is the best way
Yeah.
to go.
It does not
You don't
taste
taste
good.
anything. Pop the pill and you're done.
It's so misleading though because it's pills, but it's not. It's the powder in a capsule that
Yeah.
digests. That's what's
Pretty
so
much.
funny. So people would do. Why do you have a bunch of pills?
Yeah.
You
This
can
could
tell
literally be
it
anything.
looks just like an herbal supplement. Like,
It does.
doesn't
And you can
look-
find this in. Do they sell even kratom at GMC?
I don't think they saw that GNC, but he didn't go like a head shop or something to find
I
them.
think so, but they also have I feel those are very sketchy head shop.
Yeah.
To get kratom. In
Most
head shop.
things that you buy in pills at a head shop are probably
Yeah, I would stay away from pills at head
Yeah.
shops.
That's like whatever they found around
Vape
the floor
shops,
and
head
sweeped
shops.
it up. They put
Like-
it into a machine and it
like you ever
turns it
see
into a
pills at
capsule.
a fucking gas station?
Oh, yeah.
Like it's like one pill. It's like holy shit,
to make your dick bigger.
Yeah.
pills
Yeah,
at the
like
gas
That
station.
horny goat weed.
crazy
used to
sex
have.
drive
Crazy-
pill, and it's
yeah.
like oh, just
I'm
insane.
pretty sure that's gonna make me infertile. I don't know if I want to do that.
Lamar Odom
Oh, God.
almost died taking those. How weird is that? They said that
That's what he was on in the
They
club?
said that he went to that sex ranch over in Vegas.
Hold on.
That,
Oh,
like
yeah.
You said it like I know it. Like that's a.
you haven't heard about
sex
that?
ranch. In
It's like
Vegas?
It's like the only one. It's like a fucking brothel.
Yeah,
like
there
you go
was
in
an
there.
HBO show about it
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Exactly.
Really?
It's
Like
like
the Bunny
it's
Ranch
like
or
a
something?
fucking brothel where you could just stay there. You can like stay and sleep and wake up and breakfast and lunch, dinner, and
People
like
just fucking around.
and then every hour the girls walk out and you pick whatever you want and then
That's
take them to the
weird.
room. Yeah. So Lamar Odom was there for like 3 days.
Holy shit.
On these fucking sex pills and all kind of other like drugs, and then he like almost died. He like overdosed them.
Yeah.
What
they
if
have to
he
call the
had
ambulance?
Kidney failure.
Yeah, he literally
Crazy
almost
shit.
died.
If he did die, what? I feel like a lot of people would celebrate that because it's like you
of how it
literally went
happened.
out doing it the
Yeah.
Went out on a 3-day sex bender.
a sex bender
that's
with
like
dick
the craziest
with
shit.
goatweed pills and whatever the fuck else he had in
In
his
a
system.
fucking stay as long as you want brothel with just women at your
He
disposal.
lost it, dude. He fucking lost
And
it.
his stay as long as you want, bro. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
It's like
Dude, watch the
It's like the
watch an
extended
episode
stay
of it.
brothel.
It's
I had no idea
crazy.
this existed. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
they had
I mean, I'm
that.
not
They had that
surprised.
that show for like I don't know
Yeah.
like how many years, but like yeah, there's like this one guy. He's like their pimp pretty much, and then all these girls live there. And
He really makes bank just.
oh yes, because they charge premium. It's not like a hooker. Like if I
Yeah,
charge
no.
you like I don't know like hundreds maybe like $700 or $800 maybe or something. I
You go
don't
to
know.
like any other
Well, in the
hotel.
show, they would always. You would meet the people that were coming
I think
there,
it's timed,
and they would
actually.
tell you like their story.
Yeah.
Would you be on that? Like you show
Fuck
up?
no.
No, who
No
was
way.
Oh, it's been a horrible month. I need this.
Yeah.
Oh my.
They were
Yeah.
always
There's
weird
no way they'll-
stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That couldn't go well for you at all.
No.
Because first of all, you're on TV at a fucking brothel. That's the and that alone.
What do they do?
is-
Like, hey, can you not use this? My fucking family knows.
Second of all, you're paying for sex, so well,
Yeah,
that
there's
kind of
that.
sucks. And then and then the hooker's gonna talk after you're done. He sucked. and then it's
Cried
like,
the whole time.
and then, or they like time you or some shit, you know, and it's like
and that's 2 seconds.
you only paid for 20 minutes or 10 minutes,
3
whatever.
minutes of it and crying for the other 17.
There's like a little time lapse that fast forwards. That's only like 4
Yeah.
minutes.
It couldn't go well. Could you imagine your employer finds that video?
Oh man,
God.
anybody that you know. As soon as you leave that place, I feel like their worker would be like, "Holy shit! I just
Yeah.
put that on HBO."
It's like every comedian thing when you're finally done, you're like,
God.
oh, what have I done? This is a
Yeah.
horrible mistake.
Yeah.
Where
And
am
for the
I?
rest of your life, that's just out there.
You
Dude,
just, that's it.
they had virgins go there. Like virgins like who are just so desperate, you know, you just go and it's guaranteed pretty much. So
even the women are like, I don't. You're no.
what do you think about that? I mean,
About
like
which part?
about a virgin going and just buying it.
I mean, depends on
Like
the
I think part of it is like the yes, finally, like
Got that
I'm
out of the way.
doing it, I earned it, you know.
But do you want that to be your first experience?
That's what I'm wondering. Like,
I feel like I wouldn't want that. I feel like
no way.
I feel like you'd want it to be, even if it's with somebody experienced, just to have
special.
like, not even special. I want to be in love. But I mean, like
I guess just to get it out the way, maybe if it's
Yeah.
been that long. You know?
maybe get rid of the stigma around
Yeah.
being a
Yeah.
virgin for however long.
Maybe it's just not a big deal then.
I mean, if you're like 16, you're like, I'm a virgin, do this.
Oh,
like,
if you're 16,
16.
yeah.
That's not even like legal.
No way.
That's
Underage
statutory
kids
rape.
can just go in there. But yeah, if you're like in your 20s and you know you're in Las Vegas,
And yeah, I mean, it's not out of the
It's
realm.
100% legal, and it's like it's supposed to be like clean. It's not like you go to fucking some back alley like place, you know.
Well, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people talk about making it legal for the benefits really outweigh not making it legal, really.
Yeah.
It's protection for literally everybody involved.
yeah.
yeah.
Most especially for the women that have to do it, that choose to do it or a part of it, whatever.
Why is it not legal?
Because people have a weird hang up over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is anything not legal?
Gambling's not legal, like prostitution, I don't know. It's like
Let me just put this out there so I don't get in fucking trouble here. I would never do this. I would never see
No.
a prostitute ever.
But it
I would
is
never do
why
it.
is it illegal?
I'm
What
just
is the
trying to put it
argument?
out.
You're just asking the question.
I'm
That's
just
all there
fucking
is.
covering my bases here, you know.
I think it's our Puritan past that
Well, you have that great line.
fucking Puritans.
Ruining my Sunday. Can't buy alcohol before noon on a Sunday. 'Cause
Yeah,
everybody's
that's
in
weird
church.
too. Yeah.
But it's such a weird, arbitrary thing. It's also like when the death penalty gets enacted and you kill somebody, you can't do it on the Sabbath. You cannot kill
They won't
somebody
kill
on a
someone
Sunday.
the hell.
And it's such a bizarre thing because it's like, okay, you can kill somebody, you can possibly even if they're not even if they didn't do it, but we won't do it on a Sunday because the imaginary pie in the sky guy
Yeah.
won't like this.
When they wrote that,
I'm about to go see him, and just send me there. What's the fucking delay?
You imagine it's like, well, they killed you like a minute before they should.
Yeah, too soon, man. Sunday. Why they do it on Sunday?
Don't they always do it at like 3 a.m. on like a weird day? And
it's like a lightning out.
Attention.
It's
like,
in Transylvania for some reason.
Like only the victim's family is there, and they're like, yes.
Would you want to watch it? Would you want to see somebody?
If somebody killed my family member and they're getting the death penalty, I'd want to know that they're gone. That's it.
Okay.
I'd want that. I guess it'd be closure, but then again, it's impossible to really.
I guess
I hope I never have to face that. I'll put it that way.
I feel like now it's like lethal injection, right? They don't do the electric chair anymore.
Yeah.
I think the electric chair acted
that was the worst.
Like,
yeah. Fucking eyeballs popping out.
He didn't die. This
Green
is not
Mile.
real.
That was some crazy fucking shit.
Well, the one guy didn't put the sponge on his head or whatever, and he
so
caught
he
on
just
fire.
Cooked. Like back in those days when the science wasn't always there.
Yeah, like you'll shit yourself.
You don't know what you were going to watch.
It's a fucking mess, dude.
Yeah. Now it's like a lethal injection. They give them like a thing to sedate them, and then the next one, and then like
it's very.
By the time they go, it's just like
one to put you to sleep. One
Dude,
is
it's like putting a dog to sleep. You're just like it's super humane and safe, I guess, on some level.
Something about it though, I feel like I wouldn't want to watch it.
I feel like it'd be weird,
like the silence and just like the fucking glass. Like
it's not like when you go to a sports game, you're like, if you smell, that doesn't
show like a big foam finger to you're going down.
Seems like a weird part of your day. It just seems like, what do you do after that? You just go about the day, like,
hey man, you want to grab some dinner? I can. I'm going to watch that guy who killed my family die. What?
You just watch someone get killed.
How could you? Okay, so what do you say? You got to take off work the next day.
Yeah.
Put real application to this.
Yeah.
You got to take off work the next day.
For sure.
What did you do? How was your weekend? I fucking watched the guy die.
Yeah.
What the fuck did you just say?
And not even die, like get killed. Like
I actively.
It's not like it was an accident. Like you made the plan.
I bought tickets for that.
Got my whole family together. We got there early to have good seats.
Afterwards, we went to Boston Market.
Wouldn't you just sitting eating lunch after that?
That's the thing.
Just
what
like
do you do?
It's gonna be the quietest drive like out of there.
Does anyone listen to music? I don't know.
What do you do afterwards? Like, do you guys talk about it or what?
Yeah,
wow, that was really good this time. You know, last week it wasn't that intense, but like, how do you?
I'd say they did a good job, right? I give them like a B plus, solid.
Do you
solid
tip
B+.
the guy who did it? Like, how do you?
That guy has the worst job. That
Do
guy.
they still wear like the executioner mask and stuff too, or you think the guy just walks in? He's like, it's just like a scientist now.
I think it's like doctors.
like a lab
I
coat,
think it's like doctors to make sure that you do it right.
But there's doctors who perform like if you're a doctor and somebody dies on your table, you just kind of have to. You go home, you have a drink, you have to shake it off and go back to work. What if you're the guy who actively kills people? Like what?
That's a crazy job.
You're on a date.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you do for a living?
Kill people.
Did you ever hear about that guy that killed 4 nuns? Yeah, I got rid of him. How did you do it? Well, I flipped the switch.
Yeah.
Like that. What conversation
job.
is that?
That must be.
Honey, I had a really bad day.
Well,
After
they let them do it all that all. It's not like consistently one person. Like
Hopefully not.
I think
That
they do it and then like they like recycle them because it doesn't happen that often.
They recycle.
Yeah, they got like they'll all right. Bring in the other guy.
You got your month.
It's like
what do you do every other
more.
day? What is your day job? What is your day-to-day function? Like inspect the machines, clean the tubes that run the poison
I feel like
through?
even worse is the guy that works on death row.
Who's gonna clean up after that?
Like
shit?
you just see people who are about to die. Like you see them mentally like breaking down. Like if they're freaking out or some of them are just at peace with it.
But you get to bring them their last meal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be something, right?
What would you eat for your last meal?
Honestly, I think about this. I look at the pictures on Instagram of like famous last meals, and one of them's like,
that's a thing.
It's a thing, yeah.
They have a whole book of it. Yeah.
Here, I'll try to find it. But one of them is a guy just had a bowl.
Yeah.
One guy just had a bowl of mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Yeah.
I think it was like a really famous serial killer too. It was really bizarre.
I don't know what I want.
What would your last meal be? Like, okay, this isn't like, oh, I really love. What is you're about to die? You're about to leave this mortal coil. What is your final?
I don't know, man.
Appetite that if you even have an appetite.
Part of me is
that's
like,
my question. Are there limits? Can you get like? Can I get a joint?
I think you
like,
can get anything. Well, not like I don't think you can get like drugs and shit, but like. I think I would get something that I ate all the time. I wouldn't want some like $100 steak that I'll never have before.
I want to know that it's.
I want some shit that I was like, I've had this 10 times and it's fucking good. Like a Philly cheesesteak or something, you know? Like, I don't want to get, give me fucking filet mignon. No, I want like some shit I eat all the time.
So like, look here, list of death row inmates and what's some pad thai.
Going out with a belly full of noodles.
So like, this is just a fucking olive.
That's a jelly bean. What the fuck?
Must be some symbolism, some like.
Here, I'll show you. So.
Oh, see, that's
what
meal
I'm
right
saying.
there.
It's like fried chicken.
That's the meal right
French
there.
fries,
shrimp,
A
fries.
true southern
I don't know
like.
why
a
it's
bunch
not
of
saying
strawberries.
who it is.
There was just text over on the right side. I saw. See, there's
See a bowl of mint chocolate chip. I don't know.
Doesn't
who
it
had
say
that.
on
It doesn't
the
say
right?
because it's just like the whole.
True. Yeah.
I've seen it where it does before. Fried chicken, a steak, and a pie.
That's some pecan pie. That was
Just
just
fucking
toast.
nothing.
Wait, go back. That was
Because it
just
doesn't
toast.
matter.
Toast, corn, mashed potatoes, apple pie, and whatever that is.
That's horrible.
Would you even enjoy it? Would you even
Steak
taste
and
it?
lobster.
Wait, hold on. This
fat
one
steak
has
and eggs.
steak, lobster, pie, ice cream, and Lord of the Rings Blu-ray.
Oh,
Do you get to
man.
watch a
Lord of the Rings
movie
Blu-ray.
before you die? Like,
Maybe.
So what would your last movie be?
Lord of the Rings Blu-ray?
Would you watch like Green Mile?
I guess
as your
that's just
last
like the,
movie?
that's like the
I-
longest movie he picked. Like, might as well
Yeah.
drag this out. Go watch like Abyss for the next
Lord of
5
the Rings
hours.
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I want to watch.
And it's just one of the movies.
Yeah.
It's like you
Could
just
you
want to
get the hell?
start it.
Could you
Watch
have to read a
Fellowship and
book?
just start it.
I think I want Home Alone. So I can figure out a plan to get out of here.
They come to get you and they slip on a bunch of like RC cars.
Yeah.
That you somehow got.
Thanks, Macaulay.
No, you get ordered peas for your last meal, frozen peas, and then you just slip on it, and then you get out. That's the whole plan.
I don't know. I don't know what I would have.
I don't think you could think that
I don't know
clearly.
I don't know if I would even care. To be
I would
honest.
go like steak and mashed potatoes.
I wonder if you could get alcohol because for two reasons. One, obviously, you're going to want to be drunk before you're about to go do what
Yes.
you're about to do. But two, could you even have it? Because this is going to be dumb, but the poison could react badly
Yeah.
with it. You know what I mean?
Fuck you
Like,
up or,
I don't think they bring in alcohol for you.
No.
I think that's considered like oddly
That's
enough.
like the one rule,
excessive.
probably. Yeah.
what if you killed someone that was like a known bad guy, but you still had to go through death row for it? Do you think they'd make exceptions? Like okay, you killed
You do
somebody.
like a vigilante.
Maybe like a
they-
vigilante.
Yeah, they gotta punish you.
Yeah, like would you be able to be like, look, all right, this guy did something wrong, but it was in the right motive. Let's just give him what you know what I mean. There's got to be
like
layers.
Sneak them.
Yeah.
Here's the chair. That's the fucking
2 copies of Lord of the Rings.
Give them part 1 and 2.
Let him watch
I need
the
to see
second.
finish.
Let him watch the first half of the second one.
I don't know what. Would you even care? Like, would you even be able to focus on the movie? Like,
I don't know. Like, how
I'm
can
about
you
to
But I feel
die
like some
in
of
like
them
a few
do.
hours. What am I gonna?
I mean, if you're on death row, and like a lot of these are famous death row people, like famous last meals. That bowl of ice cream, he probably sat there and was like, "Yep,"
Yeah.
like had no qualms about it. I don't. It's just very bizarre.
It is very bizarre. But anyways,
Now that we're on that really
Yeah.
dark subject of
speaking about death, have you guys heard about this Tide Pod challenge?
what is it? So why are
It's
people doing
hilarious.
that?
Can you please
It's
explain?
Hilariously dumb, and I can't even explain it because like it makes no sense.
They're putting
kids,
Tide Pods behind like glass now. You can't
Kids
just
are
go get them.
eating Tide Pods
But
as
what
like a
effect do they
challenge.
get as a
Like
challenge?
the same the ghost pepper challenge. Like, can you do it? Of course you can't fucking do it. It's not food. First of all, it's poison. And then
Yeah.
I read this one article about kids are putting it in frying pans and frying it up and then eating it. And it's like, what?
Frying it
What
up in a fucking.
kind of world are we living
the
in?
smell itself has got to be poison.
Kids are cooking up Tide
You gotta
Pods.
tell people not to eat dish detergent pods.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
I guess it's not much of a challenge because you can't eat it. I mean, you're not gonna. No one's ever done it. No one's
But
like.
what drew them to? Is it the colors?
I'm
Is it
not
the
sure.
fucking-
No one
Didn't
knows
it
the
start
whole
from like
origin
a meme
of
or
it.
something?
I don't. Maybe
It was like a
from
meme, and
or
somebody was
like-
like, "Y'all don't even know about these," and like they're orange and blue. And
It
they
could just be like a
candy.
circle of friends that tried it and then it just took off. You know.
It's those weird internet things. All of a sudden,
Exactly.
people try. It's like
They said
butt
that
chugging when that was a
12,000
thing.
calls of poison to
Yeah.
poison control.
You can't eat that shit.
Do you kind of feel like good? Like you
Yeah.
shouldn't be alive.
There's not a lot of
Like I'm
sympathy
not.
there.
I'm not hoping people die getting or try to eat this, but it's like if you're that dumb that you're gonna eat a fucking laundry detergent or a dishwasher.
Or even to
washer
put it in the
detergent.
frying pan.
First of all, you ruined a good
hot.
frying pan. That's first off. Let's just talk about that. You ruined a frying pan.
But can you mention that it does look
That's like,
kind
a,
of
like a
delicious?
very dad thing.
I mean, it does look
Tide
delicious.
Pods look
They
tasty.
could
That's
be
why they
like
They're colorful and
like candy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like a
See, now we're gonna
big
have-
crazy gusher that you can
Yeah.
put in.
It's like a huge gusher.
Yeah.
But the kids
why not just go spend your money on a bunch of Gushers?
If Gushers was smart, they make Gusher pods now for kids to eat.
Fat ones.
Yes. If Gushers was fucking smart, they'd get on this.
Because there's obviously a market there. Like,
kids are eating the fucking Tide Pods.
Yeah, kill the good stuff.
They'll definitely eat the Gusher.
Seriously. But wait, how dumb are these kids? Like,
what if that was your kid?
Oh, I'd be so disappointed.
If my kid ate that, I'd be like, go ahead, eat the whole thing. It's like when they catch you smoking a cigarette.
Spend the night in the hospital now. You gotta stop them.
What the fuck would you say? Like,
I'd be like, God damn it.
Son, what?
Would you pretend like you walked into the room and didn't see him? Like, oops.
That guy was at work and like got a notification. He's like, kids are eating what? And then he's got a text. It's his own kid. Yeah. Like, the wife calls, honey, Jeremy ate a Tide Pod.
Jeremy's eating fucking Tide Pods.
No! Like the
Jeremy's eating Tide Pods again.
Oh, God.
We talked about this.
He's hooked on Tide Pods.
This is so fucked. Like, I can understand you gotta hide the liquor in the liquor cabinet, you know, or like
you don't anymore.
You hide your weed, you know. But you gotta hide the fucking laundry detergent from your children because they'll eat it.
Where does it stop?
Drano's gonna be next. They want to clean out their system.
I saw a meme on.
You saw a meme on?
I saw a meme off. She's doing good. I saw a meme on Instagram, and somebody making fun of the Tide Pod thing had a glass of Pine Sol on the rocks, which looks like whiskey.
Oh,
and it was one of those things like, y'all are busy eating Tide Pods, but you don't know about this. And it was like Pine Sol on the rocks. Like, challenge. People are going to be dropping dead left and right.
I don't get it. I think it's just for YouTube or just for your social media.
I bet you the person that kicked it off didn't even eat it.
No, and then no one's eating it. It's just fun to see people spit it out, you know.
Wow, that's so.
Like there was the cinnamon challenge, but at least that was food.
At least it's edible. Yeah, you can eat that shit.
It's not just a wad of poison. Like, ha ha, your friend is so fucking ill.
I almost killed myself.
Do you feel like that's kind of where it started? Like the cinnamon challenge is really funny to watch. Just having it spew out of somebody's face is really funny. So someone's gonna go, all right, what next? And that's just gonna take that progression.
I don't know, man. I feel like kids are just vulnerable to anything. Like they used to play the choking game.
Oh yeah,
and that was a thing. Yeah, I think they would choke themselves until they pass out.
I mean, when I was a kid, I did the thing where you lean over and you breathe really heavy for like 30 seconds. You come up really quickly, put your hands on your chest,
and you just like,
and somebody pushes in your chest,
but
and you pass out.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did that once, and my friend said he and I did pass out. He said he caught me, and he's like, "Oh, he's faking." Dropped me, and my head hit a rock. And I was like, maybe also that contributed, but I definitely passed out. Like kids
in that rock
part
had a pretty big role in that.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain I can't spell the number yellow.
I think you're A-okay, Pete.
It's so ridiculous. Like that was a really dumb thing for me to do. Kids are dumb. Kids do stupid shit because they have no control over anything. They can't really go and do anything. They're always grounded. They're always being told, no, you can't. So they're gonna take control in weird fucking ways.
I guess you have to raise smart kids.
You just gotta be present. I feel like as long as you're present and not in an overbearing way. Now I have no kids, so I can't talk about any like detail about this. But on some level, if you're present with your kids and you're not overbearing and you're just talking to them, that's gonna be a way to open up a door of just communication in a good way.
And I feel like a lot of it is also like telling your kids not to do things just because it's cool to do it.
That's all things like the peer pressure.
Like all of us did shit because we thought it was cool. You know, I'm gonna wear these clothes because they're cool. I'm gonna wear, I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna whatever you're doing. You know.
Well, it's like in other countries, you have like you can drink at 14 because there's never a lot of problems because it's not stigmatized. Mm-hmm. So you cut down on all the issues because kids aren't like waiting till 21 to have a fucking Heineken.
That would be fucking wild if all of a sudden they change the drinking age to
14.
Yeah.
Oh, we're too late for that.
It would be, honestly, at first it would be hell, but eventually it would even out. Like the next generation would slowly.
Like 10 years for that shit.
There's no way we could do that now. We couldn't do that now.
No way. We're too far.
Kids open the floodgates. 2019 will end 14-year-olds drink.
Yeah, you
go to the bars. Whatever.
You imagine announcing it? All the kids are like,
mayhem.
So, do you think it would prevent? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
But would it prevent this sort of shit? Like, if we opened up the drinking age or the age of, smoking cigarettes or weed or whatever, would that get rid of this whole like they're gonna eat fucking detergent pods now?
I don't know, man. You think weed would people just be drunk all the time, or would kids just be hammered 24/7? Like,
if you open it up to people, then it's like when you tell them you're not allowed to do something. Da Vinci Code was not a good movie. but it made a ton of money because the church said don't go see it. If you tell people not to do something, they want to go do it.
I don't know, man.
So if you open that up, at first it'll be, like you said, bedlam for sure, but it will eventually trickle out to just...
You think so? I mean, they're eating fucking Tide Pods.
Yeah.
Because
how much worse do we get?
Because you can go to a 7-Eleven and buy a Heineken, but now you have to hide laundry pads behind a fucking...
That's why it's like, dude, if they'll eat Tide Pods...
You can't buy Sudafed without 100%
anymore. Fucking drink until they die.
Yeah.
If they're eating Tide Pods...
I don't know. I feel like eventually you get rid of that. You get rid of all the people that shouldn't be, and then you could start building a society of functioning adults.
I remember one time when we were in high school. Obviously, nobody could get beer.
Yeah.
But we got a bunch of Red Bull somehow.
Yeah.
And we just got crazy jacked up and over caffeinated. We thought that was hilarious until nobody could sleep and everybody just has heart palpitations all day.
Your heart is sweating.
Yeah. That could have taken a bad turn. Your little 15-year-old heart thumping out of your chest.
Yeah.
That was the same dumb shit. It wasn't fucking straight
You can't
poison.
give anything to 15-year-olds.
No, they're dumb.
Yeah.
You can't give them laundry detergent. I can't get over that.
They're literally in a CVS. It's behind Lock and Key where they keep razor blades and
fucking idiots. Good.
I mean, do they know you get whipped cream cans and do a bunch of whippets? That's also a thing. You don't have to just eat poison.
Well, that's the thing, but they don't know, or it's the next cool thing you're supposed to do.
Where's the kid that sells the weed to the underage kids and they just go home and get stoned on the couch and listen to music?
That doesn't exist anymore.
You need those people.
But the thing that's more frustrating about it is for us adults that actually buy these products for the intended use. Because then you go to the store and you're like, fuck, man, I don't want to get an attendant. I just have to get a few things.
Yeah, and it's always awkward to get an attendant.
I won't buy
They're giving you the look are you going to eat this shit?
To wash my clothes. My clothes are dirty.
You're coming home from a long day at work.
Eat this shit.
You just face traffic. You had a shitty day. You have to go home and you have a whole list of things to do, and now you have to wait for some unhappy person to come from around the Walgreens counter to unlock the cabinet so you can wash your clothes or your dishes. Fuck that.
What if this gets to a new level where kids are eating everything and they have to lock up everything?
You can't get anything.
Kids are eating fucking fertilizer. They're eating fucking wood chips. They're just going wild.
Chick's shampoo is avocado this or honey lavender this. These are starting to turn into foods.
What if
pumpkin spice shampoo? They're gonna be eating all this fucking shit. Dude, those things look like giant delicious gushers. You got all these soaps and body washes and shampoos that are basically food.
Yeah.
People are just gonna start eating everything.
You have to be 18 just to go shopping. Just to shop, period.
Yeah.
18 to get into Publix.
But could you order this shit on Amazon? Couldn't you realistically order stuff on Amazon?
Oh shit. I didn't think about that.
So it's like with everything else. When you go to the airport and you have to take off your shoes, these aren't real fucking things.
Maybe you need to be 18 to have an Amazon account.
You can use your parents' account. Same thing with everything else. You use your parents, whatever they buy, you're going to find a way to abuse it.
These challenges are always one step ahead. Who would have ever thought it was Tide Pods? So half the houses in America have Tide Pods.
Because it's
They'll just figure out something else.
It's just so dumb. It's just so dumb you would never think of that. It's just so stupid.
It's a sad commentary on where we're at. God damn it, this is something I have to deal with now.
This is a thing that I got to worry about.
My kids are eating laundry.
That sounds like a shitty sci-fi novel from the 50s.
Oh
my kids are eating laundry detergent. Aliens have eaten.
There's help groups for parents dealing with kids.
What if Tide got ahead of this and made them edible? What if Tide was like, yo, we need to make a fucking snack.
That's what they'll do. They won't change the behavior. They'll change the product.
For real.
Put some vitamins in it. I'll be like, don't worry.
Kids are eating it. Maybe might as well.
Everything in the market just opened up.
20 years later, Tide goes, we know Tide as laundry, and then 20 years later, it's Tide is the gummy factory.
Tide
they just candy or Tide candy.
Oh my god,
they just branch off. They realize laundry detergent not as profitable as giant super snacks.
Candy shops will open, they'll have, and now you can buy gummy detergent things to even, fuck with people even more.
There's little junkie kids hanging out at laundromats.
Scratching
They're carrying around big things of the fucking powder soap. Get out of here! I don't got no pots.
Dude, I guarantee you this Halloween, someone's gonna hand out Tide Pods in the fucking...
Someone's gonna dress up as a Tide Pod.
Someone's gonna hand out pods in the fucking trick-or-treat bags. It's popping in pods.
How weird is it that people have that where it's like we go from I can't believe someone's starting to do this. It takes off. We're gonna make fun of it now. We're gonna exploit it, and then people are gonna we're gonna utilize it at Halloween time. We're the strangest group of people there ever are.
Yeah,
we see a national threat, and instead of getting rid of it, we just go, how can we make this fucking hilarious for everybody? Like, I think it's great, but it's also killing people at the same time. It's a weird sentence to say while you're laughing. It's killing people at the same time.
Well, once the internet like creates these things, or like
it
gets
is,
a hold of it,
it's fire. You can't stop
spreads everywhere, and like that was some guy just being really vindictive at home. And he's like, I'm gonna make a meme. Maybe he didn't even intend people to eat it. Just wanted it to be funny, but people fucking see that. And
dude, and
the next logical step is, oh, the joke is it's food.
Yeah.
Ha ha! My friend's filming me.
It's weird how people pick up shit like that from the internet. I see you opening that. You wanna
So we like the doobie
spark up this CB doobie.
It's really like if it wasn't for the internet, would kids still fucking do this?
Well, that's what we were talking about last week with the idea of generations and how the baby boomer generation and even our generation growing up without the internet would never have thought of this shit because you didn't spread it around like we have. Like I didn't have a cell phone until I was almost 18 years old. But you don't find that
anymore.
Like
me.
It does.
It smells like a campfire. It smells like...
Kind of does smell like
it does smell nice, too.
It smells like wisdom.
Yeah, I feel like these things would just be, like, isolated, you know? It'd be, like, in one weird little town, like, one kid, whoever came up with it, that's where it would be. But kids everywhere would be finding other little things. It literally smells like your house on fire. I'm good.
I mean, yeah, it definitely
don't smoke the whole thing.
No.
I mean, like, both of us can't smoke that whole doobie.
I don't think that's how much weed I smoke.
Because, well, it's like 4 servings. I don't know. We're going to smoke 4 together and then...
Who knows what it's a CBD serving.
Well, I just want to see the effect because I've never tried just CBD before.
Yeah, me either.
I've only had,
You don't want to hit at all?
Oh, I'm good.
Alright.
CB doobie. I feel like they really capitalized off of that. See, and then this exists where CBD is just a thing that helps, muscle aches and pains and calm you down, and it's not gonna kill you because it's not intended to clean dishes or people's clothing.
Right?
Like, what the fuck? People are eating shit that literally gets human shit out of underwear. That's their like dare of the week.
Yeah.
It's a fabric softener. It's like,
dude. People are going to start wiping their asses with fabric softeners and be like, my ass feels wonderful.
I wish I could be in those meetings at, like, the Tide headquarters when they're like, all right, guys, we got an epidemic on our hands.
They might just stop.
There's, like, charts and reports and stuff.
They might just stop making the pod. They might be like, yo, this is fucking not worth it. Fuck it.
Someone's in the marketing department like, yo, we can't do this anymore.
Like, somebody had to reach out and say, like, you got to lock these up.
That's the thing. A whole brand is now under scrutiny because some kid decided to be stupid.
Wish we could find that kid. I feel like it's a 40-year-old guy that just made a meme. Just to be
like all these like the cinnamon challenge had to have started for some 40-year-old guy who's bored. He's got nothing going on.
Cinnamon is way more obvious. Like, you ever take you get a breath of cinnamon, even off the top of like a cappuccino?
Dude, I feel like the only really dangerous challenge when you were a kid was eating 4 saltines in under a minute.
Yeah.
That was it. Or the gallon challenge with milk.
The gallon of milk was around for a while.
Wouldn't that like kill you? I think someone died on the radio.
You just throw up.
Or it was. I think it was milk or it was like water. I remember it was like a really big thing where they had this radio show where it's like you had to drink. I think it was 1 or 2 gallons of milk or something to win tickets to some like fucking concert or something. And this woman came in and drowned herself because she drank so much.
Holy shit!
Yeah, like on like fucking wall on the show, like she drank it.
She died on the show.
I don't know if she was talking. I think they were like commentating her doing it. Like she was in the.
Oh, she's on the ground now.
Yeah, she was fucking like died. Google it. Like see if
somebody called in. Those tickets still for grabs.
Do you remember the show or where?
No, I think was there milk
there was an even worse one locally. There was a reptile store in Deerfield Beach.
Hold on.
This is I
heard about this shit. Heard about this shit.
I want to hear this story, but we went from a woman dying drinking water to a reptile store.
Listen, this is right in the same vein. A reptile store had a cockroach eating contest to see who could win a fucking like $1,000 snake with this grand.
Oh, that's definitely something to do.
So wait, This guy was going fucking ham and just guzzling cockroaches down. He choked to death on cockroaches. The guy died in the contest.
Insane.
This was literally 20 minutes away from here.
Man.
Yeah.
Fuck. When was this?
This was like several years ago.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, look it up.
I did hear about that.
The place.
The only thing I saw is somebody died from from water, drinking too much water.
Maybe it was water.
Apparently you can't
But it was like on the radio show.
Water
That's like something that
intoxication,
happens
yeah.
to people on
Yeah.
like ecstasy. There's like crushing water and like,
It was in Sacramento
Yeah.
damn.
back in 2007. Is that right?
It's like drowned her brain. You drink so much water so quickly.
Yeah, it's really not. You can't like water 8 cups a day or something is good, but then like 12 to 15.
Yeah, I mean they probably gave her like a time frame in 20 minutes, you know.
Yeah.
So she just started chugging it and then fucking drowned herself.
That's a shit way to go out, but
It's a
cockroaches
shittier.
is
I was
the
gonna
way-
say cockroaches.
This is an example of Florida
I need to
being
Google
like,
this.
Yeah, Florida's so dumb.
Florida's like, hold my drink. You drowned in your own milk? Cockroach contest.
You guys hear about what happened over in fucking California with that family with like the 12 kids?
Yeah, they were keeping them like captive.
Oh, yeah, that was
Hospitalized.
awful.
Yeah, that shit's
Holy
crazy.
Apparently, it
that
happens
even
like all. It
They have,
happens
like,
a
12
lot.
kids.
Apparently.
Yeah.
A lot of kids are just hidden inside your house like that.
They said that they turned the house into a legal school so that nobody would like.
How do they fucking do that?
You just make it a
Were they
school.
neighborhood
Like,
kids?
You just no, they were their children. They belonged. They were them.
They
were
had
their
12 kids.
Yeah,
Well, it's like the fucking Duggars having 19 of them, and then
Which a whole bunch of
It's
kids.
weird to begin with to have a dozen kids, but yeah.
if you can measure your kids on 2 hands.
I'm pretty sure it was either 12 or 9. I don't know. It was a ton of kids. It was
Yeah.
a bunch of kids. And I guess one kid got out and told the whole
Why?
story.
Like, what is? I don't. 0% of that I understand. It's
I
like,
think they said that.
let's just keep having kids and keep just chaining them up. I feel like
Yeah.
you're just.
Did they
you're
have
making
a
this lot
reason?
harder.
I'm trying to
I
find
think
it.
the parents were just literally crazy.
Yeah.
Like the parents
Had to
didn't
be.
know what they were doing wrong. I think is what they were.
They didn't realize they were doing something wrong.
Yeah, they didn't realize
Shit.
they were just crazy. They were literally crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I saw the mugshots. They look like.
There's a
loud
video
car.
of their wedding, and all the kids are there. This is what I don't get. They were taking them out. Like
What?
people knew them. They went to a wedding. All the kids are wearing the same exact color, like pattern, and everything.
Wow.
Same
They were probably
outfits. This is a weird, like cheesy
Ugh.
Elvis wedding. Like the parents looked like all sorts of like insane.
Fucked up. Yeah.
The guy had like a big puffy bowl cut. Like he looked like he hadn't been
Yeah, he
outside
looked like
himself.
a fucking. It was in California. 13 kids.
13 kids. There you
Here you
go.
go. California torture couple brought 13 kids along when they renewed
13
vows.
children.
They renewed their fucking vows. God
How do you
damn.
bring them out and bring them back in? People go, wait, we've never seen those kids.
What a weird situation
It's
too.
a
Like,
lot of
oh,
kids.
honey, I love you. We've raised these 13 kids in
Yeah.
this horrible dungeon, but let's
Yeah.
tell everybody
Let's
to the
have-
world.
Let's have another one. A little
David
angel.
and Louise Turpin.
Sounds like killers.
Yeah, I think the oldest kid was like 29 years old.
Yep.
Yeah, he got away. I feel like
That
that's
kid-
what,
The
It's so
17-year-old
screwed up.
got out. She found a phone inside the house and got out.
Oh, they had
Jesus.
kids from 2 to 29 in that house. Bail was set at $9 million each. What if you had 10 million? You're like, sorry, Dad,
Get
my
out.
mom's coming out.
Turban's getting out.
Turban's out.
It's gonna be interesting to see these kids like they'll do interviews and stuff, but like curious like what their like
They're
capacity
all
is.
kinds of fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
Obviously, but like
17-year-old.
explain it even like if you've just been locked in a fucking basement dungeon for 29 years,
Yeah.
you're 0% like
The real question is, when's the movie come out?
socialized. Yeah.
See
That's
that?
gonna be
Yeah,
a-
they'll make a fucking life.
That's gonna be a really good
They'll
movie.
do like all the interviews and stuff if they can. They'll do all that stuff.
Yeah.
One of
There'll
the
be like a
daughters.
book at least, and then
Oh, there'll be a few books. out
If
of
they
this.
even want to talk about it, like
Well, I feel like eventually they're gonna have to, and with the media today, they're gonna exploit the fuck out of
Yeah.
this poor family. One of the daughters, 17-year-old, managed to escape from the home by climbing out a window, and called 911 from a deactivated cell phone she found in the house. Mm-hmm. Holy shit!
she was 17, but like her whole
Fucking
life
escaped.
her whole life she's only known that. So that's a little weird that she knew something's wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
Even the person that the sheriff's department, the captain, was like, "I wish I could tell you why this happened, but we don't know anything. We can't. We don't want to encourage." She said, "But we do need to acknowledge the courage of the girl who escaped from the residence. She fucking climbed out a window. Like what? What was happening to those kids?
they're tied up. I heard that they weren't feeding them much.
They appeared malnourished and very dirty. Several were shackled to their beds in dark and foul-smelling surroundings. Ugh.
Sounds like a haunted house.
That's like
it sounds horrible.
Unbelievably.
Sounds like a themed haunted house. Like, come on in, my family dungeon.
It's like your parents, so it's like the weirdest. What's that thing where you kind of identify with your captors? Stockholm syndrome.
Yes.
Stockholm.
Yes.
You just get, and they're your parents too. It's added on top of that. It's fucking crazy.
Those kids are so screwed.
Maybe one
crazy that nobody caught on to that. Like nobody wondered. Like, hey, I haven't seen your 13 kids in a while.
Yeah.
See, but what if they go on
having birth at home and nobody knew?
I don't even know. I'm sure a ton of shit's gonna come out of this whole situation.
I wonder how they
were all their kids, right? Like
they were all their kids.
She wasn't like going and
in 2015
kids or anything crazy like that.
One of them was checking out Christmas decorations on nearby homes. Turpin children were putting up a nativity scene, and somebody complimented their their decorations, and the people just froze. They didn't know what to do. That's so weird. Oh, don't go to that neighborhood. The parents are weird, and you never see the 12 kids.
It's a lot of red flags.
I wonder how do you feed them? How do you feed them like efficiently?
You don't. They obviously didn't. They were all malnourished.
I'm sure they didn't go to work. The parents didn't work or anything.
In one of the ceremonies, the girls wearing the same purple plaid dress and white shoes led the procession, and the boys wearing dark suits stand with it. Oh, it's so fucking creepy. Here's a picture.
It really freaks me out.
And thankfully, they blur all the kids' faces because nobody needs to fucking go bombard these.
They
kids.
had all daughters.
Well, there's
3 boys.
3 boys and
I didn't see the
48 girls. Ugh.
Damn. Does this one have a kid? Or
they had 10, 11
I think
girls.
that's the youngest daughter here.
Oh my god! Look at the husband and wife. That is.
What do you think in their brains were like? Yeah, no, this is fine.
To how they somehow normalized that or thought that was okay.
Yeah, normalize it. Like, there has to be on some level. You're sitting there watching TV and a report comes out of this, or how many stories came out in the last couple of years of a family that held somebody captive, and they're like, yeah, no, we're fine, we got this.
Yeah.
Like, is that their conversation, or is it like, oh, thank God we're not doing that. These are our own children. What?
I don't know, man.
They probably justified it somehow, we're protecting them.
Yeah.
They're safe here. Or I don't know how, but I wish I could see police interrogation on these people, or the questions they're asking, or just to hear their thought process on it.
Like, why did you do this?
Dude, being a cop and seeing shit like that on top of all the other things they say, I can't even imagine. Ooh. Having to oh, I'm sorry, a 17-year-old girl just called me and said her and 11 of her siblings are all trapped in this fucking house. Yeah. Chained to a bed?
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's crazy.
We're getting too down the gross rabbit hole here. We gotta salvage this a little bit. We're talking about the death penalty, and now we're talking about this awful family.
Well, they'll be getting the death penalty, so it's connected.
Yeah. It all looks back together.
It's just really shitty that you see stories like this still going on in 2018 with the way everything connects, and literally nobody can get away with anything anymore because somebody will see it on their cell phone. These 12 kids, nobody knew. Do you think the neighbors knew?
No.
I feel like the neighbors kind of had to have an idea.
Maybe they didn't think anything was happening. They didn't think that it was they're being held hostage.
I guess.
They just thought that they just lived there and they homeschooled and that's it. They didn't mind their own business.
But I feel like you would have to know something is up. How the kids come out. Sometimes you said they were decorating for Christmas. And there had been times when they were seen, all of a sudden they just don't show up for a couple of years.
Yeah. Very odd.
You don't see them run out to the school bus in the morning. You don't fucking see them playing in the yard.
It's you only see the parents that are grocery shopping for 13 people.
Man, they must have made a ton of fucking food.
That's what I'm wondering. How do they feed them? How do you feed 13 kids?
Well, but in that...
Tide Pods.
Tide Pods. True. Tide Pods.
Get in there. You eat your Tide Pods. Shut the hell up.
You enjoy your bowl. There are starving kids across the world.
Samuel. Winston. Eat your Tide Pods.
Jedediah. Micah.
They all have to have the same name. Like, he probably did that thing.
Michael 1, Michael 2, Sarah 4, Sarah 12.
Yeah, 13 kids, period, is also...
Four kids is too many
They can't have, like,
kids.
birth certificates. They could have just gone to hospitals and done all this. There's no way.
Yeah,
There's no way
that's
you
the
just
other
fall
thing.
through this.
They were
If
born
they
in
just
the-
didn't
born in
get
the
their
house.
shots.
Born in the house.
There is something to say about living your own life and not worrying what other people think and only God can judge me, and then there's this. You know what I mean? Like,
judge me.
but then again, on that same level, these people obviously had probably somewhat of a life where they knew other people. Whenever there's a story where somebody like murdered 45 kids or did something awful, and then they're like, hey, we never knew, that you know that there's some shit that someone's like next door, like, yo, what the fuck are they doing over there? And they just never talk about it.
It's always the fucking quiet ones.
It's always the quiet ones.
It's always the quiet ones. It's
That's
never
like
the popular football fucking quarterback. It's always the quiet ones.
That's because the quarterback's too dumb to be able to kill somebody and get away with it.
Never crossed his mind.
Yeah, I know, I killed a guy and I guess I did it, whatever.
Yeah.
It's
It
fucking
is always
crazy.
the quiet ones who are like the fucking...
But there's
the ones that crack.
people know. I feel like people know. Like Ted Bundy could have got caught a lot quicker than he did. But but there's a level of ignorance people want. Like, oh, I don't. There's no way my neighbor would do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I tomorrow came home from work and I saw my neighbor being cuffed and walked out of the house, and I looked in the house and there's just blood everywhere, I'd be like, what the?
Yeah.
How? But then you look. I guess you think back on all those moments, like, oh yeah, I did hear that scream one night.
I guess you would never assume that
Makes
your
sense.
neighbor is a killer.
He was always taking out big
You would
trash
never
bags that
think
looked really
that.
heavy.
They always say he kept to himself.
You would never
so
think that.
nice.
Well, look at Jeffrey Dahmer. One of the guys that he kidnapped got away, and he convinced the cop that they were having a lover's spat. And then the guy was brought back because the guy was drunk. He got him drunk. It's all a fucked up story. But
Wow.
you gotta think that
I
happens.
Like, if you know someone's trying to kill you, look at how drunk you are. You're not allowed to convince that cop that.
Hey, I don't...
What, did he just walk back with like his head down, like
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna go to
like slap the cop, just get arrested? Like,
Help me.
I think he's got outs here. I think you tell the cop, help me enough. I think they by law have to help you.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
if you
even a slap will get you
cop,
rid, like
A
you
slap
ride
a cop.
down.
Help me.
it's worth getting punched in the face and handcuffed to know you're not
Yeah.
gonna get eaten by
That
a
kid
fucking
later went back and got
psychopath.
killed, did he not?
He did, yeah.
Way to fucking play your cards, dude.
Slap that cop.
Are you victim shaming the dead guy that got eaten by
No,
a
I'm just saying he had some outs. Think he could have been a little more forthcoming to get himself out of that. Yeah, how did he just go back into the murder house where you're gonna be eaten?
Yeah, it's a fucking
Even if you run,
run away from the. Even if you
Just
stumble into the bushes or something.
you got options. I'm saying.
Get away, survive. Wow, we've just gone down. This is like
I
the
know.
darkest episode
This
we've
is-
ever done. This is really
it's a-
fun.
It's
Morbid
dark,
one.
but it's kind of funny.
It's
It's just funny to picture it.
It's the lighter side of morbid,
Yeah.
weird shit going on out there.
But then, so you have people that are like situations like this. That
I mean,
really
what else are you
happen.
gonna do? What is he gonna talk? What are you gonna be sad or like?
I mean, you got to make a joke about it on some
Yeah.
level,
I mean, it's happened. Whatever.
and it's gonna continue to happen.
Yeah.
Imagine, okay, so we were talking about this too earlier. The fucking 38 minutes in Hawaii over the
Oh,
weekend
God.
of what the fuck is gonna happen. Okay, so what is your first inclination? Let's say all of us get into like that horrible on our phone that says a missile's about to hit Fort Lauderdale. What is your first action?
Taco Bell.
It's not bad. I'd ride with it.
Good
I would
answer.
ride with it. I would get a
But the
ton of
line,
shit
the
right
line,
there
the
with
line
you.
would be long as fuck though. Everyone would be.
You might as well go get a good view of it or
The line
something.
would be
Unless
long
you
as
have a
fuck.
nuclear fallout shelter.
I think I'd go outside and
I
look.
would have to.
Yeah.
Dude, if
Go
you're
outside
gonna
and
die,
look
if you're
and
gonna
see.
die, you just go out and experience it. Don't hide under a fucking
Go get
gas.
laid.
I mean,
Go to Puppy. We're all gonna die in 30 minutes.
I don't know. What the fuck these
You rip your shirt
Clothes
up.
on.
Start
Flex it.
grabbing boobies. Yeah. I guarantee you, a guy went around grabbing boobies.
Oh my god.
And then immediately was arrested afterwards.
He did it at like the 36-minute mark, you know?
Yeah.
Took him about
Half an hour. Okay, I've got 48 boobies.
Let's do this. Let's do
Pretty
this.
good.
Or the guy that's like working up the courage over the 38 minutes, and then it's
Yeah.
like, it's not real, as he's about to. Like,
Can you
people
imagine?
are
Like, he
doing-
checks his phone, false alarm. Oh,
oh my god.
I just grabbed 48 cassettes of boobies.
And he knew him while he was at
What
work.
do I
so,
do?
Like the next half hour, he's like just sitting in his office again with everybody.
He's just like,
sorry. I want to just apologize to everybody whose boobs I grabbed.
he's eating lunch. I'm so sorry.
At work.
Or what about people who just start fucking?
I just thought about that. I just thought about that.
All of a sudden you get the
How many
notification,
people
like,
started having
alarm,
sex?
The false alarm thing came out. There must have been some crazy shit that went
That
down.
had to have happened.
False alarm, yeah.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. You hear about all these stories of like
What if you're on your first date with like a girl? You have to have sex right at that very second. Every second, just we're about to die.
How many kids are born out of
Cut to the fucking
missile
chase.
crisis? Well, son, you were born because we thought we were all gonna
We're
die.
gonna have 38-minute missile crisis kids. There's gonna be a spike in the Hawaiian population.
Oh my God.
We've got a new baby boomer generation all because somebody hit a wrong
All the
button.
people that like just totally like let out all their feelings to somebody, like they just told off their boss,
you,
their
Dad.
coworkers, everybody. People that just went berserk because people were doing crazy shit. People climbed into sewers.
Yeah.
People jumped in boats and just drove off.
Damn.
So kayaks. They were just like, look at that. I don't know how big this missile was that they thought was coming, but I don't think
You don't know where it's gonna land. You think you can't go anywhere.
You're on an island.
If you go indoors,
That's the thing, you're on an island, you're literally gonna die.
Yeah.
What do you think? So this is my question. There's a lot of stories of people like, oh, this like senator hid in a bathtub, and this person, robbed a store.
doesn't
Whatever.
matter.
What about the stories that, like what you just said, like these two people just had sex, and then they realized, oh God, we're not gonna die. Now I gotta go home to my family and tell them what I did, thinking I was gonna die. There's a lot of consequences, and if you believe the full story, which I guess we have to for right now, it was some fucking dude just hit a button that he shouldn't have hit, and now he's reassigned.
I can't believe there's just a button that
No
can
way.
be hit.
There's definitely like
It was
a
like
process.
a guy just mopping the floor, like
there's not
leaned
two
over,
guys,
and
like,
a whole island
turning
is like
keys.
Exactly.
nuclear threat imminent. Like
Not some
you
fucking
just have a
guy.
button, guys. Not even a cover.
Thank God I didn't hit the missile launch button. I
That
only
was
hit
a
the.
light
It could be a
switch.
missile
Yeah.
launch.
Maybe he did it on purpose.
I think about that too. Like, what was going on that he?
Maybe
there's
he was
gonna be
like
an investigation.
took off that Trump kind of oops.
You got to drink.
You got to
Yeah,
drink. That's
Think
the
about
rule.
the timing though too. Like, if this happened at any time prior, when like North Korea hasn't been so much a threat,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it probably wouldn't have been such a big deal. But this has been like in the news and stuff.
It could have
so,
been an
like,
even bigger deal though, because you don't. With North Korea, you're like, all right, well, at least we know he finally pissed him off. With that, it's like with this, it's like you don't know where it could have
40
been.
Exactly.
minutes. You're
That's a
thinking
long
this
time.
whole island is just going to be vaporized in a few minutes.
What if there was a threat and they just took it out?
See, now you have the biggest
like
game
nobody-
of Boy Who Cried Wolf that
Yeah.
there has
Yeah, that's what I
ever
was going to
been.
say too. Next time they get that alert, they're going to be like,
Fuck you,
But
yeah.
let's be honest. Unless you're getting in a fallout shelter, there's nothing you can
I'm
do.
not saying fuck you. I'm gonna go grab some more boobies. I'm not saying fuck you.
So if Fort Lauderdale gets that message, Brandon,
I'm gonna
everybody
grab
cover up, cover up yourself.
waiting for my phone to vibrate and it vibrate. This is it.
That's what I've been waiting for. Second base.
You have special gloves, like at the ready. You're always prepared.
He's
for
got a kid. He's got rollerblades. So he can
Let me just cover my bases again. Tamara, I am not gonna go grab boobies. I'm just joking.
I love that you keep calling it boobies.
Because it's so much funnier. It's so much funnier when you say boobies.
It's a little
It's a
less.
funnier
it's a little
word.
less-
Exactly.
It's not as
harmless.
It's funny.
dramatic.
It's funny they're saying breasts.
Yeah. It's
Grab
not
some
like
breasts.
you don't sound like
Or some
Aziz
boobs.
Ansari. You just sound like a funny guy. So here's my question about the Aziz Ansari thing, because a lot of people are saying.
Wait, what?
Did you hear about? I guess Aziz Ansari was accused of sexual assault.
Oh, really?
Sexual misconduct.
The story goes that
Read
he
it.
didn't realize he was being overly pushy. The girl felt she had to go along with it because he's Aziz Ansari.
Yeah.
And so they're saying, a lot of people are now saying she could have fought back. Why aren't more women fighting back? Which is kind of dumb because it's like, you're not there. If a celebrity tells you to suck their dick, you're not. Like, who are you to sit there and be like, you should have fought back? And you're not in the situation, so
Yeah.
go fuck yourself. But they're saying that because he wrote this whole letter, like, I didn't realize, I'm so sorry, it was a whole thing. And now people are starting to do the blurred line thing of what is sexual assault.
Yeah.
And so on some level, it's like, he still did it. He still pushed the issue. So the point
I
is
think
still
there's
you're
two-
in power.
There's two concerns here. One is that, like, Aziz Ansari is so used to that working. Like, a lot of people
Yeah.
are just like, I've done this 100 times. I did this shit fucking last Tuesday. And
Right.
it,
You got
it
money,
works.
you got influence.
Yeah, like this always works. It's not like this is what I always do, you know?
Yeah.
And then It's also if you're. I don't want to put the blame on the woman at all.
No,
I feel like you have to draw the line somewhere. Like if you got a dick in your face and it's like, yo, I'm gonna just walk away now. I'm not gonna obviously it's still assault even if you don't do anything.
Yeah.
But like, there needs to be a point to where I mean, what ended up happening to her? Did she get assaulted or?
She says that it's one of those where you're in the moment and you feel like you have to go along with it.
Oh,
not
like.
But then not. It's hard because
how do you feel about that?
Because now
that's almost not like consensual. Like I have to go along with this.
Well,
like you're not exactly like
you don't
not exactly like she
though.
wanted to do it at that point.
The thing is now we're entering this new. There was the Me Too movement where people that deservedly needed to come down came down. And hopefully that will still continue with the people that are out there that haven't been named yet. But the issue I'm having is now we're starting to blur the lines of telling women to fight back. And yes, women should and probably do fight back, but that's not always the case. We're complicating something that we don't really understand. And all these people that are on TV, whether they've been in the position or not, are doing a disservice by saying, well, they should have done this. It's like, well, you don't. You're not in the seat.
I think if you're forcing yourself on any woman, you're in the wrong. Obviously.
Or if you're using your influence to get what
100%
you
in the wrong. If you're showing your privates to people, like, you're in the wrong. But, like, what is that line, you know? Because I feel like as men, it's like we are pressured to make the first move. I'm not saying the first move is like you fucking grab her and like do some shit.
Yeah, no.
But like even if you put like, you know, there's always that moment where you put like your hand on her leg or you like whatever, you know, whatever.
You make that first
right, you make the first like physical contact where it's like you're kind of testing to see like if this is okay.
Yeah. Well, now it's
is that assault? I don't know.
It depends because
you are because like
it's such a blurred line. Like let's say you do that. You put you're at a movie,
right?
You know, you're trying to feel. You put your arm around her or your hand on her leg. If she's like not feeling it, I feel like most people immediately can get that. Like if you're putting your arm on somebody or your hand, there's a physical contact. You can 9 times out of 10 feel whether they're receptive or not.
100%.
10 times out of 10 because you're not just getting like, okay, they're not grabbing my hand, but they're not pushing it away. You can still feel like, all right, this is not welcome.
I think in this case, like it escalated from there,
right?
And then at a certain point, like only the two of them know when, like she no longer was comfortable, but like didn't know how to get out of it,
right?
And like he probably just continued to be like, whether he was aggressive or whether he just like ignored that, whatever body language, whatever the hell was going on between them. You know, he just was like, I'm just gonna keep doing this.
Yeah, and I feel like even if it wasn't malicious, there was probably that level of, well, this is it's worked 45 times.
He had like some understanding, like there's something.
This always
right
works,
here.
Right?
I don't want to make it seem like women have to do certain things for us to know because we should know when we're pushing it. But I think you kind of have to say, I feel uncomfortable. Just say those words to where you know, like she said it and you did it anyway. Yeah. You're 100% in the fucking wrong, dude. Like you knew that she was gonna go. You fucking said it. But like, if you're Aziz Ansari and you've done this 100 times,
but at some level he's using his celebrity for that. Like we're not celebrities. You couldn't just walk into a car with a girl and then pull that shit without her being like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
You don't say that to a celebrity, not that you don't, most people won't because you're like, well, I'm here with this person, this major person. I don't want to appear uncool and you know what I mean? Like you
get like thrust in the limelight. There's a lot of shit that comes with it to like go out and accuse like a big name or a powerful name.
You get like you get exposed.
Yeah.
You kind of
like who's gonna come after you and be like, how dare you like try to just like
there is a thin line. I don't know.
Take it to the most extreme. Look at what happened with Monica Lewinsky. However you feel about what happened in that situation, her life was fucking ruined after that. Ruined.
Yep.
Yes, it was not. He's a pig, through and through. It's not exactly a hard thing to figure out.
Yeah.
Whether we will never know the full story because nobody was there but those two. But the fact of the matter is, still, it happened, and hang on, I just lost my complete train of thought in this whole situation. It's Monica Lewinsky. What you were saying about people's lives being like, you don't want your name dragged through the limelight like theirs is, especially in that way. I blew a guy and now I'm on television.
She had one blowjob and forever her name is synonymous.
Monica Lewinsky's life is
president now. Fucking
dude,
president.
the only thing you think of when you hear Monica Lewinsky thing is Bill Clinton's penis. And that sucks, because this person had a life and has a career and ambitions and thoughts and feelings, and all you think about is Bill Clinton's dick about her.
I don't know if she was married at the time or what.
She was a kid.
I don't think.
How did that?
She was
not
older.
like a kid. She was like, no, I don't think she
was
had
in like her 30s or something.
How did that go
like
down?
20.
Like, how did that?
She, I don't know.
I don't.
Let's go to the tapes.
She was like an aide, right? And she came in and
she wasn't an aide. She went for a tour.
Did he like make her do this or like?
No, I think
a tour. That's how fucking desperate.
No, I think she was. I think she was an intern.
I thought she was like an aide or something.
I think she was an intern.
Like macking on her, and then
she was an intern of some sort. And he like got head in the Oval Office.
She had 9 sexual encounters in the Oval Office.
Whoa!
Wow. So they had a lot going on.
So they had a relationship.
They had an affair, yeah.
But none of it was sex. Apparently, it was all oral.
Yeah.
Which that's a weird sentence to say.
How did
maybe it's easier to do that in the.
What was her role in the White House?
She was. I'm trying to find that. It just seems like one way or the other. This poor. She's a human being with a life ahead of her, and it was completely destroyed because she. You know what I mean? Like
you blow the Bill Clinton's the president. Run the risk of everybody.
I mean,
they don't even want people to know
the
president's getting blowjobs. That's the story. Well, who was it? Now your name is like, you're part of this.
But nobody gives him shit for it. At some level,
he got off like
he got fucking. Did he get kicked out?
I think he was going to get impeached.
Yeah,
but impeached doesn't mean you're kicked out of the office.
He got impeached, but he didn't leave office.
Right, because you can get impeached and not leave office.
What is that? How does that work?
Let's go.
Because he got impeached. For the longest time, I was like, no, they wanted to impeach him, but then he was impeached, but he stayed in office.
Maybe he was almost done.
Is that like a slap on the wrist?
Maybe it was like it was in his 4th year or something. He just like wrapped it up. I don't know.
He wrapped it up.
I'm just gonna wrap it up real quick.
You know, guys, let me just run up.
I'm gone a month anyway. Let me wrap it up. I have no idea. Our lack of history knowledge is not good.
No, we definitely.
That's more like
we don't know this story at all.
Impeachment of Bill Clinton.
It was a blowjob. Well, it's apparently not.
He got in trouble for perjury. It wasn't an obstruction for
sexual relations with that woman.
It wasn't that he did it. Is that what he lied? Is that he lied about it?
Right.
Because you really can't can't criminalize.
Today.
You can't criminalize an affair.
Yeah.
It's horrible, but you can't do it.
Yeah. So he just lied. He was like, "Yeah, I got 9 blowjobs." That would have been the end of it.
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
And he tried to cover it up.
His favorability on.
Yeah, people probably wouldn't have.
They would have found a way to get rid of him.
People wouldn't have trusted him as much and
very religious conservative people.
Yeah, they dissed themselves.
See, but I'm still convinced. I'm still convinced that because that happened, that's how we got the president we got after him. Because aside from the politics aspect, you had Bill Clinton, who was a Democrat and a liberal Democrat at that, and so they used that blowjob and that lie to say America's lost its moral compass, and so we had to vote for Skippy, who doesn't know how to spell GED.
Skippy the president.
Yeah, so he got impeached through lying to the grand jury.
But you don't have to
false
leave
statements
office when you get impeached.
No, I think it's a level in which, because he didn't do anything criminal. Yeah. All he did was lie about the fact that it happened.
What does impeachment even mean then? You're impeached. All right, I'll just keep doing my job.
Maybe I don't know.
I don't want to say has different levels.
I just don't know the fucking story. I don't want to start making up history.
See, that's the thing. I don't know all the details of it, so I can't All right, so impeach technically calls into question the integrity of the person. So it's not necessarily impeachment means you're gone.
I thought it was like a punishment.
So maybe he went through the procedure of it, but it never went through. I guess I don't know.
It definitely went through. I mean, he fucking.
We didn't have the vice president as the president, did we?
No, impeachable offenses.
I think.
This is very complicated.
Whatever. He got
one way or the
office and got impeached.
Yeah. We can post some articles about it later on, but the point is still he got impeached for doing it, for lying about it. But the point I was trying to make is this poor woman's life was destroyed because she decided to do something with a person of influence. And so what I think is good to see, as horrible as the fact that the Me Too movement has to exist, it's good to see that we went from this
Is that a Me
From a
Too
girl's-
moment though? Is that a
don't
Me
think
Too
that
moment?
is.
No, it's not. But what I'm saying is we went from victimizing the woman for doing what she did
Yeah.
to now empowering the woman for having to go through what she went through.
Yeah.
So as much as we want to say this country can be shitty and we feel like we're going backwards and there's bad decisions that are happening, we are making progress
Yeah.
on some levels.
People are learning that like this shit's happening everywhere. Like
Yeah,
this whole
and-
Me Too thing, like
and to drag the
it's been happening
to
for
drag the victim
20,
through the mud is
30,
the
40
problem.
years.
And
Yeah.
wait, even back then, we don't have to go into current politics, but like, I remember Hillary getting blamed for not
For not standing by, right.
supporting her husband, or not like, why is he going and getting all these blowjobs, and like he was known as like
He was a
freaking
freaking
dog.
Yeah.
But like people blamed, they didn't blame him.
No.
Hillary took blame back then.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that was
fucked up.
like-
Yeah, that's
some
what's so
shit.
weird. During the OJ trial, the prosecutor on the other side got shit because she was a woman and she didn't wear her hair correctly.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and it's like we're crossing over that line of women should be doing this and should be doing that and should be doing that. Otherwise, we don't look at them as women. To now, you can't fucking do that to a person because they're
a person.
because they have a different genital than you do.
Yeah, they're just a person.
It's nice to see the progress. It's sad that it has to go through the speed bumps it does.
I can't wait for that to like reach the internet. Like the whole like you ever go on Instagram or Facebook and see someone's comments on their like picture.
Oh yeah.
And some people write the most like dirty, disgusting. I want to fucking all kind. I don't want to say what they fucking put in there. All kind of nasty things, and it's like, damn, you're allowed to just say this shit,
Dude,
like,
it's about the I cannot talk. The anonymousness of the internet.
Yeah.
You can say anything you want and get away with it. It's
crazy.
There's that. Have you guys played that app HQ?
yeah, once, yeah.
It's this like kind of trivia game where they give you 12 questions and they
Cool.
they put a pot of like $2,000 up. And all the people that end up getting all the 12 questions correct get a piece of it. You end up getting like $3 or $4.
Really?
And you can eventually start saving up enough
like
money
free
to
to
get.
play, too.
Yeah, it's free to play, and you can win money for it.
I think it's almost impossible to win though. You have to get all 12.
People win it like every day, like
Well,
tons of
people win, but
You can win
I
once a
feel
day.
like it's.
You can win, yeah.
You-
Well, they
you
do it
can play
twice a
all
day,
day.
at 3 and 9.
But you
Oh.
and the questions are like you have like 4 seconds to answer.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of time. You can't
and you
like
have to
Google
get
it.
all 12
So,
right,
yeah.
and they get really hard, you know. So it's
Okay.
like
But the thing that's crazy about it is if you
It's really
watch
hard
the
to
game, like, because, there's that load up time where it starts at 9 o'clock. So from 9 until about 9:04, everybody's still kind of logging on. And you can look at the comments underneath. And there's something like 1 million
endless.
people
It's endless.
that are on this. It's just an endless
Yeah.
stream of just awful, evil shit that people type because they can get away with it. And I feel like anonymity has brought us to this point of being allowed to say and do whatever you want with virtually no consequences.
Yeah.
Online. What they
Why
shut down your
why do
account?
people comment though? Like why? Like
Because it's fun.
Yeah.
Honestly,
is it,
it's
though?
fun.
Is it fun? Like
It's fun to sit here, like, pick any person in the world that you don't like.
I
I'm
never
sure
have-
we can think of one name in particular.
yes.
And and we're sitting in this room shitting on that person.
Yeah.
You can't get in trouble. There's no problems with it. You just want to say awful things because it feels good
Yeah.
to say mean things.
Yeah.
On some level, it's fucked up, but it kind of does. As much as everybody wants to say no, that's wrong. People shit talk all the or gossip all the time. So the anonymity part of it is exciting, and that's what draws people to do that, and that's why the internet is really good by allowing people to communicate and come together, but also allows that behavior.
Yeah, I don't know why I even question it. People fucking eat Tide Pods. People will write comments on the internet.
Tide Pod sounds like iPod, but like the fucking like a new way of saying it. Like, oh, did you get the new Tide Pod?
Yeah. I think this is like the new base of like stupidity to where it's like
Yeah.
if you ever question why someone does anything, just remember people are out there eating Tide Pods. Like I'm questioning why would someone write a bad comment, Brandon? People are out there eating
it's like
Tide
you're-
Pods.
It's like you're like broad
Forget
brush
this
comment.
part.
Oh my god!
I
Why
used to
did
say
those
to you all the time, I would be like, Pete, it's 2017, man.
Why would
All
someone?
bets are off.
Why would someone kidnap their 13
Yeah.
kids?
Yeah.
Why people are out there eating Tide Pods?
You're either chained to beds or eating Tide Pods.
Yeah.
It's a one or the other.
That is your new baseline of stupidity.
But then you get like the end of the year quizzes or the end of the year like, remember when this happened? And this will fucking be in it along. And that's the thing.
Man.
Humans love to look at the last year and go,
I know.
remember how weird that was?
It's funny.
Oh my god, look, we cloned this or we invented that or we helped the human population with this. No, it's, oh, did you hear some famous person who was a pig died? Or, you know what I mean? Like, we focus on these dumb cultural things that we...
You know, like, all this data from, like, all the internet, it's being stored somewhere, somehow. It's just being piled up. We're going to be able to look back in decades, and these are going to be, like, little time capsules. Like, people aren't going into yards and burying, this was the newspaper from 1972. And, like, all the things that were popular, and they had this giant fucking steel thing that they buried. Now, they're just going to look back at our internet history in like 30, 40 years from now and be like, holy shit.
Go to the cloud.
I hope they say holy shit.
Oh, fuck.
I hope
they're all
things
being
get better. And they're like, holy shit, like, you guys are fucked up in 2018 with all this stuff.
I hope...
What if things are worse? Like, it's going like the idiocracy direction where we're like the example. They're like, look how things used to be wholesome and normal.
Well, I feel like a lot of people try to predict, like, oh, in 10 years we'll be here. It's impossible to know.
It's impossible.
Nobody could have pictured the internet the way that they could. Nobody could picture phones doing what they did. And the innovations and the way we kind of behave with it.
Literally impossible to know.
Because whatever technology you have, you're going to have the human impulse to use it in a weird way. Sexual, selfishly, monetizing way, whatever it is.
It's mostly porn and shit talking. You gotta sum this up. Look at it.
I'm calling this episode
like
porn and shit talking.
Voyeurs, like just like following people, like stalking people.
It's our voyeuristic attitude.
Porning it up.
Porning.
Or just fucking hating things.
Yeah. Porn is like the dark part that people don't talk about. Like,
I feel like people talk about
people talk about it, but people talk about more so, Facebook making billions of dollars, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's the part that's like, oh, they're a publicly traded company, and they're face of the company is like Mark Zuckerberg. Everyone knows that name. No one knows the CEO of fucking Pornhub, but no one knows that guy's name.
They just know the product and they love it.
Yeah, you just know porn is free and you whatever,
That industry, I think, like just sticks to themselves.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's not
no pun intended.
It's not a talked about thing. It's not like.
What do you think about? Again, I lost it.
But a lot of the internet is porn. Like a large percentage.
It's gonna be mostly porn one day.
I think it's like over 25-30%.
I remember now.
It's porn.
Facebook is now doing this new thing where they're kind of eliminating like business posts that you're going to get and everything, so that it does two things. It gets people less time on the app and more time focused on family and like friends, which is probably the reason why you're less time on the app.
Yeah.
And obviously it's going to probably hurt their business.
It did already.
Because their
stocks plummeted.
Their business model is sell advertising,
right?
And now they're like, all right, we got to monitor this.
We're gonna do less of that.
Do you feel like
that's crazy for a company to just be like, we're not going to do what our business?
But they got in big trouble because Russia broke through and posted a lot of shit, and I feel like there was a level of complicity with that.
They wanted the money.
They knew it was happening.
Clicks and the engagement.
So do you feel like this is kind of like I don't want to say they're being punished, but they're almost like, we have to back away from this before it becomes too...
I think it became too powerful, and now they're backing away. They go, this shit
it's a force.
Went to a place where we didn't think it was going to go. Yeah. We thought it was going to be some college fucking app. Not a billion, or what was it? A third of all humans are on this shit. Like,
it's where most people get their news from. Like, it's
a third of people on planet Earth have our shit now. Yeah. We need to back up a little bit. This is getting out of hand. We're getting called. We're getting fucking government subpoena. Like, this is not good.
Yeah, but they're no longer in control of it. If they're not wielding some kind of like ethical standards to their advertising or these background checking certain things, like they don't even have to police it and edit it. Just like
the impact is
too
big
be some
now.
Kind of diligence that they can do to prevent. Like,
and if it,
like look how many people were just bombarded with these fucking just completely false things, like
false ads and stuff,
and it's spread by people that you know. Like once it gets in and it catches like wildfire, like that's so dangerous and so it's a level it fucking swayed the election. Like.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, because they didn't post anything that was for or against anything. They posted they used our own hatred towards the other side as a divisive thing. They would post articles that didn't have a bias one way or the other, and they were fake articles, fake stories.
They knew what they wanted that article to do.
So does that say more about them for doing it and understanding us, or the fact that we're that dumb and easy to persuade?
We're just gullible.
We're just that fucking stupid.
Yeah.
We're eating Tide Pods.
Exactly.
We're dumb.
Just don't forget that.
Like, of all the things we learned from this last election, of all the multitude of things that we could have learned, and of all the stories and of all the conversations we could have had, the number one thing I think to take away from it all is we are way too polarized. We believe literally anything. And instead of, understanding the thing or talking to people, we're fed what we already believe. So it's already pulling us apart.
Yeah.
So couldn't this be 2018 in a lot of different companies and businesses is turning out to be the year of positivity?
Yeah.
So at what level are we all going to realize, okay, let's stop for a second. Half of this country hates the other half, and nobody will agree on anything. Why don't we stop that shit and realize if we're the greatest country in the world and we're all teaming up for one another, why don't we actually do that? Why don't we actually realize that there was some shit that went down, there was some nonsense, and we're all a part of it. As much as Russia invaded us, we all fed into it. So why are we not looking at ourselves? We're all like, well, look what they did, and we should, but also look what we did too.
Yeah.
We're the idiots.
Your news source was Facebook.
We fell for it.
Zero.
Yeah.
Like, journalistic integrity goes into
Fucking nothing.
a number of those posts.
I think people have forgotten that Facebook is just a website.
Yeah.
People are so and now it's like
Just social.
Now it's like a button on your phone where
It's an everyday part of life.
where you see yourself because you are literally in it. Your face, your pictures, your bio,
Your life, your kids.
Dude, you're in it. You're fucking in it. Like, this is your life. This is okay. Let me log in. It's more like your life book. Like you just log into your life and then what are my friends in my life doing? Honestly, I'm tempted to get rid of Facebook. Like, I will only keep it because of work.
Yeah.
I'm tempted. I'm just like, dude, everyone on here, I don't really care about, to be honest. Like, only hang out with like 8 people or 10 people. The other 300 and whatever friends, I knew you in high school once. I don't give a shit about what you're doing.
What you're eating, what your kid is up to.
I hope that you're doing well, obviously, but like, I don't care. I don't care what's going on. Like, I got my own shit to worry about. But it's like, we have just
the voyeuristic
it's
part.
Gone beyond a website. It's gone way beyond a website. I think Facebook realizes that. They're like, yo, it's just gone beyond just a website.
Yeah.
Like, because it wasn't always an app. It was Facebook.com. You log on.
Well, it's like what you said.
Now it's like
on your phone.
You're beyond logging on. You don't log on anymore. You're already in.
It's having
you
some big social repercussions, and we're still trying to figure them out.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, like you might have somebody from like high school, and you're like, I don't want to.
Who
see
cares?
This shit.
Yeah.
I've seen people out. And, like, it's somebody I knew in high school, and I was, like, tempted to go say hi, but I see their Facebook bullshit all the time. I'm like,
fuck that.
I'm tired of you. It's like, I haven't seen you in years, but I'm sick of seeing your
like
face.
pre-screen people based on, like, what you've seen on the internet.
Be like, all right, I don't need to go say what's up
crazy.
to you. I'm like,
I
had it not existed, I would have probably gone and said what's up.
Yeah.
I know nothing, and it'd be interesting to catch up. I don't need to catch up with you. You're a piece of shit.
I am happy
like a
that
gateway.
Facebook's over it, though. I'm glad that
I feel like we should. Hopefully, we're getting to that point of being over it because it's really. I don't want to say dangerous, but on some level, where it's almost like watching a reality show 24/7. You're so caught up in that other person's life, you forget that you have your own A.
I think like our generation is kind of getting there to realizing, whoa, like something's up. But I see like my parents both use it still, and they're like entrenched in it when they're on there, and they're like sharing things, liking things. Yeah. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, it like they weren't used to that technology. We've grown up like more technologically, like whatever inept. They basically just didn't have like any antibodies for all of this. Like technology was like thrown at them, and now they're like,
oh shit,
whoa, there's so fucking much.
They're like, and they're like hooked. Like I feel like older generations are holding on to it like really hard now
because it's a way to connect with it. I feel like they're using it in the way that it was intended of connecting with other people.
Yeah, with like people that you met 20, 30 years ago. Like, oh, this was my 1980 graduating class, whatever, you know. But I'm glad that they're moving in the direction that it's like we need to take some ads off because we've made too much money.
Yeah.
Like they have too much power, too much influence. Like, I think there's a point to where it's no longer about the money. Like, you just don't care. Like, what is, like, to you, what is 300 million and 600 million? Like, you're not in the same life. It doesn't fucking matter. Like,
dude, they just keep going. Like, they bought Instagram a while back. Now they got another platform until they're literally
you reach the point where it's like, why are we still doing this? Like, what's the point?
But
we've already made the
it's
most
like to
money.
your point though. Now it's a button on your phone.
Yeah,
it's not even a website you have to physically log into every time. It's just click. Now you're on. You're always fucking on.
Yeah, they should have a no Facebook day. Facebook should
that'd be great.
Facebook should turn itself off
like
for one day.
Like a detox.
Or like a week of just turning itself off.
No, we need a good like
fuck
week
everybody.
Or two.
Yeah.
Because I remember back in the 90s that Nickelodeon would do the go outside and play.
They shut the TV off.
And they would literally, you go to the fucking Nickelodeon and it would say, go outside and play.
That's amazing.
Dude, it would say on the TV.
And
I think it was for like one day out of the year. It was like, yo, we're not going to play any shows. There's no commercials. The screen would just say, go outside and play.
I think it was like a nice background, like in the park.
Yeah, it was like kids or something. Like, no commercials, no nothing. You couldn't watch the fucking channel. If Facebook was like, yo, this is no Facebook week.
Yeah.
No Facebook.
Just do like a weekend.
Turn yourself off.
Everybody goes home and it's like you can't be on any of your social media.
Yeah.
Just black them all out.
You know what's so weird too is
like detox for
48
if you go on Facebook now and let's say it's down for 2 minutes, we'll go even like 2 minutes is the longest we'll go. If Facebook is down for 2 minutes, you Google that shit and the entire country's like, oh my god, Facebook's down.
I do.
That's like popping up in their cubicle.
Yeah.
Dude, you're Facebook.
Dude, it's like going to McDonald's and be like, yo, I'll have a burger. And they're like, yo, we're vegetarian now. You're like, what the fuck? It's because it's a
burgers.
thing.
We're out of burgers. Damn.
Dude, it's memes are life changes when Facebook goes down, and that's where we're at. I feel like that should be enough of an indicator where we're like, if a screen tells you that it's down and your life is ruined, go fucking read a book or take a walk. There's some bigger things in this world to focus
Even
on.
Netflix would be like, hey, are you still there? Like, this is fucking weird.
Netflix
gets like tired.
Are you sure you don't want to go outside and play?
That's interesting because I know why Netflix does that. So Netflix does that because of the fucking bandwidth that gets used. Because people fucking fall asleep and they stream 10 seasons of some show and it's like, we just wasted all this fucking money on somebody.
On some asshole who's
sleeping. Like, because for them, it costs them money to fucking stream it from like their servers. You know, that's why it works so fast because like they own it. They don't have to find it. It's like, oh, here it is. And then they just fucking.
I just like that. Are you still watching?
Yeah. Are you still watching? That's a very subtle way.
Judgmental.
It's a very subtle way of saying we're trying to save money. Press this button to continue watching.
Yo, fat ass, can you please turn it off if you're done?
You've maxed out your consecutive bandwidth.
But like, I can't.
We gotta check in on you. Remember they called it people around Christmas that watch like A Christmas Prince? They're like people that have watched this movie every day.
Like the B movie, somebody watched it 357 days out of the year.
I heard about that.
It was a little kid.
And I thought about it for like 10 minutes. I was like, how would that happen?
Yeah.
I feel like it was a dentist's office.
It was a kid.
It was one kid?
It was a little kid who watched it every day.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Every single day.
The mom was like, yeah, it turns out my kid loved it, yeah.
Every day?
Watch, like,
every day.
What's wrong with that kid?
The parents weren't fucking paying attention.
They need to...
Dude, but kids... When you're an adult, you realize if I do X to excess, it's going to ruin my life. When you're a kid, you fucking don't know that shit. So you're going to dive into it so deep. You're going to watch B movie 357
The sad part is that, like, a lot of us go to work every single day to a point.
Dude, I watch every morning I'm showering just to have some, like, I'm so bad at this about having not even the office because I finished it now. Now what do I do? But I love to have Netflix on or something while I'm doing the dishes, doing laundry, because it's something to kind of take your mind off that menial task. And what we talked about before on the podcast with you with meditation was being in the moment. And it's fucking so hard to be in the moment when you have Netflix and Facebook and all these fucking little distractions and tools. There are apps to help you meditate. There are apps on your distraction machine to help you meditate.
Distracted.
That's crazy.
What is happening? Where are we now?
I don't know, man. That's crazy.
The device that is your demise is now.
We're about an hour 22.
Okay.
It just seems like we've finally reached that weird point of we've built the ultimate distraction from literally any problem you have in life.
Yep.
Even if you're not a drinker or doing drugs or whatever the case is, this is a drug. This thing in your pocket that tells you how to get to places quicker, how to call people, to text people, is a drug. And we use it all the time. And to turn it off is impossible.
You ever seen somebody who forgot their phone? So like,
Panic attack.
They'll
murder people.
They're like 40 minutes away. They're not able to leave work and get it. They're like distraught. Their fucking face is showing panic and fear and like, how am I going to get anywhere? What am I going to do?
What am I going to do with my life?
Oh
it's
my
hard.
God.
It's fucking hard to go. Like, right now, as much as we're rallying against how awful these phones are, as if one of you guys left the house, immediately you turn right, oh shit, my phone.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with me. If I left my phone in the kitchen and I'm going to the living room, I have to go back and get my phone to go one room over.
We go and get it because everybody else is so connected to it.
Yep.
They got us in it. If you turn your phone off for a week, your parents would think that you're fucking dead. That's just what parents think. If you don't answer the call and don't call back within 1 hour, you're dead.
Done. Yeah, you're
dead.
You have like a Sunday where you just don't answer people.
People think like you're dead.
You're
Yo,
dead.
you
Right?
Are you okay?
You are dead. I get that all the time because I'm notorious.
Turn that shit off.
I put my
Parents-
cell phone down and I don't fucking touch it for like good amounts of the day.
You're better off.
And I'll
Good.
come back and they'll be like, "Are you fucking okay? What the hell?
Yeah.
Where did you go? We thought you got abducted."
That's the thing, and I feel like the DSM is like the Bible of all the diseases and that we know of. FOMO will be in that by 2018.
Yeah.
Because FOMO isn't the reason why we don't want to be without our phones. Is FOMO. We want to know what's going on all the fucking time. Once we were given that power, it's like given the power of fire. You're going to use it all the time because it is a really useful tool, but it can be to the point of I'm just fucking addicted and hooked on this shit. And I think it was one of the like higher ups of Facebook before they ended up quitting. Like one of the original higher up guys was like, "Yeah, this is a drug. Like they know what they're doing to hook you into it, and they don't care. Not that they don't care. Why would they care? They're making money. It doesn't affect them that you have a problem with your phone, or that I have a problem with my phone.
Yeah, it's just gone so deep. Because even when you're off your phone, you're doing stuff.
You're thinking about
You're
it.
doing things for your phone.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I gotta go to this restaurant so I can post it on my phone. And
Dude,
it's like,
yeah.
we were just talking about that. To where it's like, you do things so you can satisfy your phone.
And how many places like Ubers, that the Kava bar we went in, they have phone chargers just sitting there because they know people are going to waste all the time on their phone.
Yeah, man, it's just a give and take. Like we just like Uber. We just said Uber. Like Uber's awesome.
Yeah.
We probably can't live without it now. And
we built these.
it's just a give and a take. Like Uber, but you also got the Facebook. So
Yeah, we built these kind of roadblocks for ourselves that it's harder to progress.
Yeah.
It's harder to do the right thing. It's harder to make the right decision because you have the ability to do it while you're sitting on the toilet. You have the ability to. I mean, what has Trevor Noah talked about? Like one of the biggest things of not picketing or rioting of.
Protesting?
Thank you. I don't know why I can't think of words tonight. Of protesting is physically getting outside of your house and standing up for a cause, being in the moment, saying, "This is I'm going to be on the freezing cold with a sign and my arm's tired, but because I believe in this cause."
Yeah.
And now, if you go to change.org, you can click a button and you just feel like you did something.
Yeah.
We need 2 million signatures.
Or you use a hashtag or something.
Yeah, use a hashtag, and all of a sudden you're a social icon. It's like, no, you literally just
You didn't do anything.
You hit shift that button. You hit shift 3.
Yeah.
All these protests and all these amazing things you're putting on Twitter is literally shift 3 and then a few letters strung together. Get out and do something. And I can't complain either because I'm the same person.
I mean, I think
it's easy to sign a petition online.
Yeah, I think that the internet protests can be helpful for like spreading awareness. Like a lot of people, a lot of people that you know might not have known about it until you posted it.
Yeah.
So that can be helpful, but that's it, really.
I almost wonder if you had to sign a petition before that was like, we need 1,000 signatures. But now with the internet, I wonder if they change the rules. Like you had to have a bajillion signatures, and everybody will do it. Everything that people get passed. Remake this movie. Do this. Stop eating cheese. Stop farting in public. You could literally put a petition and stop anything.
Yeah, it's the internet times are Very weird, and they move very fast.
So fast.
They move very fast. Like we didn't have Facebook 10 years ago, did we?
Yeah, we did.
2007. 2008 was 10 years ago.
So we had it about 14 years ago.
14 years. Yeah, and that's a pretty short amount of time to make that big of an impact on the Earth.
Dude, but that's how much
14 years. 14 years. Like if you were boss, if you joined this like startup company and we said we got 14 years to get 1/3 of all humans onto our app, you would never believe that.
You couldn't even fathom.
You would never believe that
because nothing like that has ever existed before.
They didn't even imagine bigger than college kids initially.
Exactly.
You had to have a college ID.
Maybe
to sign
he
up.
started to see it, but like, if they just got to that market alone,
it's so fast. It's so fast. It's hard to keep up.
And that's the thing. Like when the funniest question in the world to me in interviews is, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?"
I don't know.
Fucking impossible to answer
Alive,
that
hopefully.
question. Everybody gets the same answer. Well, I want to be here and making more money. And what? You literally cannot answer that question. You can't answer what you're gonna do and where are you in 6 months. I could be dead. I could be dead tomorrow.
Exactly.
I could be dead
alive,
tomorrow.
Hopefully.
Why do you think I can answer that question realistically?
Crazy.
Have you been here for more than 5 years, you dick?
If a meteor hits right now, this question's retarded. It doesn't make sense anymore. So why are we having this conversation?
How many people in interviews ask you that haven't been there 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
All of them.
Most of them. Not to have been like, what about you?
How funny it would be if a startup was like, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" And you're like, "Where do you fucking see yourself in 5 years?"
I'm gonna sell this shit in 5 years. It's a fucking startup. I'm gonna get bought by Facebook. 5 years, hopefully we're billionaires.